Alright. Pretend that didn't happen. Alright, let me go over a quick grapple strat real quick. So this is the way I grapple across. It's pretty consistent. I don't have high jumps, so I'm just gonna... As long as you can get this one horizontally, you don't really need anything else. Alright, so I try and shoot myself as far to the left or as far to the, like, horizontal. I don't want to get much height. I just want to, boom, fling really far. That way I can get this one. And then I want to do an upward and to the right one. And that way I can get both of these like that. That's a pretty nice, easy, quick grapple strat. That's mainly for RBO. Because if you do it like this, you're going to be hitting every single one. And then, like, you don't want to screw up and fall or anything. So that's pretty easy. And then if you don't have grapple, which is more than likely the case, you gotta come down here and do this strat, which sucks. And Schmeman actually has a tutorial on this on his channel. His is wonderful. I got it from him, and mine won't differ very much at all. So, you know, you just shoot this guy 6 times. And then I use quite a few visual cues for this room. So what I do is I wait till he gets to that plant, and I actually freeze him. And then... Alright, so then you freeze that guy. Bring this guy back on screen. And then a lot of people like to freeze him right there, but I just put him off screen, and the reason I don't freeze him is because by the time I make it here, he's not going to be unfrozen, so, well, I didn't even scroll the screen enough to the right. He's not going to be unfrozen, so it's going to be bad. So I like to come over to this hump over here so I can scroll the screen enough, and then he comes on screen. And then I just do a, you know, climb them like normal. And this is a little tricky because you want them to be in better positions than that, but whatever. As long as they're about right next to each other, it's okay. Oh, I thought I had only shot 5. You'll come to find while doing this, you'll find more and more places where you're just like, oh, there's a lot of leeway there, I didn't realize, you know? So don't worry too much about doing it exactly how I do it and like getting them in the perfect positions. It's all about just putting them off screen and having them the right distance. It doesn't really matter everything else. It's actually nice to keep them closer over there because you bring the first one, or the one that's closest to Samus, you bring that one on screen earlier. And so that'll separate them a little bit. So I just do one big spin jump, brings them both on screen. And then you got to be careful here not to fall too early. Alright, so what you're going to do here is you're just going to one climb. I like to keep them semi-separated, like maybe like a block between them. That was a little bit not enough distance. What you want to get in the end is about something like that. Or at least that's the way I do it. What's up, BD? Although you guys can't see chat, the man of the world is here. His name is Nice Dragon, and he's the boss. Alright, so now that we've got those guys, oh yeah, all the places that I'm save stating, by the way, are some key places to save state. Like right here, whenever you put them on screen, it's a nice spot to save state. Then you just, this is the way I bring them on screen, I just do that. It also puts that other crab a little bit higher. These positions don't really matter, as long as you freeze this one about down here, and that one above there. And then this is actually kind of important. I can't give any visual, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Alright, so there's, come on, scroll down more. Alright, there's the 2 horizontal things. So there's one small bump, and there's one bump up there. And this vertical line right here, this vertical wall, from this bump to this bump, is, I use it as half of that vertical line. Alright, so I kind of like measure where to freeze the crab based on this one. So if he's like halfway up, I put him halfway up, you know? If he's pretty close to the top, if he's like inside the ceiling like that, I put him inside the ceiling, you know? It's all about like keeping them symmetrical, basically, in a reciprocal sort of way. Also, a few key things about, you know, just general Suitless Maridia movement. If you angle, break spin at all, you just lose all momentum. That's why that strat that I did in Mainstreet, and I should have explained this a while ago, that's why that strat I did in Mainstreet worked so well, because I would stop myself early, and then I could just fall, and oh my goodness, I had a lot of time. Also, I'll go over this a little bit later, but there's also two special types of jumps. One is called a flatly turnaround, and I can't really do it right now, but you basically turn around, and while you're in the turnaround animation, you can jump still, and so you can turn around off a ledge, and this will come into play later, but I don't like to use this jump for that spot, and I'll explain that when I get there. But there's the flatly turnaround, which I messed it up, of course, because I was trying to explain it. Basically, you can just jump while in the turnaround animation, and if she would just jump, then I'd be able to demonstrate it, but apparently not. Why am I so bad at this? I don't like ever do this. That's why I've lost my visual cue. There we go. So like the bad things about this are that she sinks down a lot. You lose like a block of height. But the good things are it's really easy to do. I didn't prove anything about that there, but trust me, it is. Another type of jump that I like to use more often than not is the spin jump, break spin jump, and then turn around. So you get distance like this, then you break it and you turn around and you do a ledge grab. And that comes into play at the top of Everest. So we'll see that in a minute. Anyway, back to this strat. So freeze this crab like on that small horizontal. Freeze him like about there, sure. Again, you'll come to find that these things really are extremely lenient. Freeze that guy kind of close to the top. Freeze that guy kind of close to the top, you know. Just go with whatever happens, basically. Freeze that guy on the hump. Freeze that guy on the hump. And you can see how I'm kind of like treating each hump like they're the counterpart of each other. And then freeze that guy. And then right there, that was very key. I jumped and I froze, and then I got up against this. And you'll see Schmeman explain the same thing. Got up against this little thing, and you want to be up against that for a couple of reasons. So boom, lined up with it, jump, and here I'm going to explain this the exact same way Schmeman explains it. You want to put this crab's leg basically up inside that corner, and he's a little low for me right now, but I can still do it. So there, he's kind of up in there, and then you just want to do a down grab kind of thing. Make sure you're facing to the right so that you can shoot him. This is kind of a tricky position that I'm in right now, to be honest. That was awful. Hold on, I want to see if I can get this crab in the right spot. Alright, that's pretty good. Then you just bring him on, do some down grabs, and then you want to be facing to the right, and that's kind of key, so that your gun is more to the right when you shoot. And ED will get really mad at you if you face to the left. Alright, so then you just freeze this guy about there, like while he's getting onto that slope, and you want to put him just barely off screen. Alright, so now he's just barely off screen. And this is exactly like Schmeman's tutorial. I'm basically changing nothing. And you want to just connect the two crabs, and they're actually a little close. You want to connect the two crabs or have them very close to each other. Freeze the first one, and then freeze the second as high as possible. Then you want to jump onto the first. Get as much distance. This crab's going to hit me. I don't really mind. Screw up because you suck. That was pretty bad. You don't want them to be too close, or else you'll freeze both of them at the same time. Alright, that was pretty good. There we go. And make sure you face to the right. Alright, nice. That's good enough for me. So now this shot. You would think that you need to crouch, you really don't. The hitboxes are weird. Anyway. Oh, apparently you do. Okay. I stand corrected. Oh, it's the next shot, my bad. Alright, I am very dumb. I'm just going to do it like this. So you want to freeze him very early when he turns vertical. And what I'd like to do is I like to get his green eye, the top eye, to be lined up with my foot, like that. Then you can just do the break spin. You know, it's pretty simple. Pretty easy. I'll do it again. That even works too, as long as it's level. Just, I'll do it slower too. Spin, break, and that. The thing about doing it slower though is you don't get as much height. See? Pretty simple. Just boom. And I think maybe you could even, whoops. Yeah, you could even do it like that if you want to be risky. There's no reason to go for that though. Like if you get right on the edge, you can just do it like that. I don't know how I got it the first time to be honest, but it's much easier. Just do a spin jump that pushes you like a whole block away, and then immediately break it. Boom. I like to use L to break it. You can use shoot. Whatever you want. You can use R to break it if you want. I use L because it's my it's my easy button. Same thing I use for ledge grabs. It's just nice, quick, easy spin break button. You can even use down, I think. Yeah, down works. Anything that breaks spin. Alright. The other type of jump, which I don't like, is called the flatly. Now, I explained this a minute ago. Now, the reason I don't like the flatly is because it makes you lose like all of your jump height. So you need to freeze the crab high. And you can't do it while crouched. I don't know what I'm doing. So see, like I have to freeze him really high. So I need to freeze him like his eyes above my foot. And then that gives you the issue of this, where you're getting stuck inside of him and going through him and stuff. So I highly recommend just doing the break spin turnaround. Like even this, I'm not sure if it's going to work. And you can't do it while crouched again. Anyway, you can, work on that yourself. I'll just demonstrate it a couple times right here. That was bad. That was also bad. Alright. Boom. Alright, so you just want to kind of as soon as she reaches her lowest point, jump. Pretty easy. Pretty bad because you lose, you can see I lose half a block doing it. Oh yeah. You are correct, ED. So anyway, yeah, that's the flatly. Alright. And I'll break all this up into parts so you can just skip to whatever room you want or whatever. Going up this way, I'm not even going to explain that. That's in Fuse's tutorial. It's really not difficult. I guess I'll go over it real quick. Alright, so you'd want to get that guy frozen. You jump on him, you wall jump up to there, freeze him again, you basically just climb that crab that you just saw, you climb him to the top. Then when you get to the top, you jump on him, you gotta super him onto that platform, I believe, to get through the door. Then you get through the door, you freeze a fish, then you're up into the not water area. Now if you want to get out of the... What is that room called? It's called the watering hole. If you want to get out of the watering hole, where the super and the missile are, you do a no. You do a stationary spin jump, and then at the very, very peak, you do that, and then you can do one block wall jump thing, where you can just hold one direction and then wall jump and spam A. You can do that to get out. You can just barely fit it. Trust me, I've done it a million times. Not that you need to go in there high jumpless anyway. The only time I've ever had to do it was in my no major items run. That was a while ago. So over here, you just, this room is pretty generic. Now, this next room, I have a tutorial of this also on my channel. It's pretty detailed, to be honest, but I'm going to go over it again because I don't really like the way my old one was done. So you can... Oh, that door's already open. You can reload the room if you want. I like to do so just so that I don't have to... It actually does save time. So the crab doesn't have to walk, or the snail doesn't have to walk all the way through there. You can just walk right around. So you take the snail, and you stand about on this line or whatever, whatever you want. You want to keep as much of the left side on, and what you can do to get more is this, but then it slows down the crab, or the snail, because you gotta, turn him around and close and stuff. Anyway, once he gets, you want to get him just barely off the edge, so you can jump onto him. You jump onto him. This is NTSC only. You just move against the wall, do a crouch jump. Very easy. The only thing I'm holding is down. You can see the inputs right there. Now notice where I fell. Alright, now you can use your own visual cue. I'll tell you my visual cue. So 1 second, let me explain the setup a little better. So you walk into the wall, and then I crouch, and then I wait about a half a second. I just walk into the wall, crouch, and then when I see him start to get out of his shell, I jump. Because you don't want to like jump and then do this, and then have him like not come out of his shell, or something bad happens. I just like to be safe. You can do it like this. Also, the screen doesn't scroll up as much. Not that that matters. I'm just saying. Sorry, I have like a piece of popcorn stuck in my throat. So anyway, I like to do it like this. Alright. And you can climb this snail like this anywhere on any wall you want. You can do it to get to the farm to the right, whatever. So that's how you do it without getting hit. It's actually pretty difficult to do it like that. I've gotten pretty good at it though, because I do the strat all the time. Oh, I got lucky and have this snail. So yeah, if you have this snail, you can use this one. If you don't, you can just use the other one. Or if you're really awesome, which is I like to do this strat, you can actually just, if you're so notice, dude, get away. Oh my god. Alright. So let me just see if I can get this. You want to just tap forward just barely, so you couldn't even see me move. And then you want to just jump and move forward immediately. Now you don't want to move forward and jump immediately, or else you'll either fall or just not do a crouch jump. Jump, move forward. Really quick motion. You didn't even look at the controls, just boom. Pretty easy, nice and simple. Alright, so about this crab thing. Actually, you know what, I'm going to come over here to explain it. I actually might turn on gravity too. Alright, so my visual cue. Right here in the wall where I'm shooting, there's two single blocks. So right there's a double. Right there's a double. These are two singles. So also two singles right there, and then a double. So it's double, two singles, double, two singles, double, single, double, single above him. Alright, so I use this double right here, and as soon as my feet are on the line between this double and this single. Alright, so right here about, my feet are right there. Imagine that's a floor. So you're actually standing on this double, or not this double, this wide block. You're standing on the wide one, alright? And then once you see that, you tap forward really quickly and then jump. And if you can do it quick enough, you can actually jump to the left and not get hit. Now if you're doing Ice Booster, you don't need to worry about this because you'll just kill the snail. But then you also won't be able to climb him if you need to climb him to get up here. That's why I like to be good at this strat, just so that I can always have it. So right there, you can see I didn't make it all the way up because I tapped forward a little bit before I tapped jump. So yeah, it's nice to be able to know how to do this. And actually, well, okay, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty easy as long as you set it up right. Like I'm on the very last pixel. Like you can, like there, I can't move forward at all. Not even in ball form, I don't think. See, I'm on the very last pixel. You don't need to be on the very last pixel. You can see I have a bit of leeway with it, but as close to the edge as you can get, and you're good. Now I like to do the same type of jump for this room as well, because I like to farm the mock droids, but it gets a little bit annoying in this room, and I got lucky and got it first try and didn't do it. So just tap forward. I tapped a little bit too much, so I'll take a couple pixels going to the left, and now I'm not going to be able to get it. You can't do a flatly here, and you can't do that kind because you can't reach it. You need to do a crouch jump and then a down grab. And I guess if you were really awesome, you could do this on that crab back in Everest too, on that last crab. But you need to be really awesome at like knowing the hitboxes of the sprites, which is really hard, especially for those crabs because they have weird hitboxes compared to the sprites. Like, this whole game, like it's not perfect, so it's like the sprite is either too small or too big or whatever. Anyway, so that's how I do it, and then I like to farm all the monk droids I can. And then this one, this is the worst one of all. So this one sucks because it needs to be a ledge grab and a down grab to get up there. And then I got lucky right there and I did it. Got it first try, so I'm not going to try and demonstrate it again because I don't want to jeopardize wasting a couple minutes. But anyways, so that's that. Alright, and then what I do is actually charge a shot, shoot him with the charge shot, shoot him. And then I like for him to be actually on the left side. I don't know why I did it from the right. That way I could, if he's on the left side, I can just be all the way over here and he'll come down and make it to me. But anyway, I have to bring him over first, and then I can... Alright, so anyway, you just want to, get him in the right position. Crouch, aim up using L and R, not up. And then freeze him. Now, this is a wonderful place to use that little trick I taught you. So if you're standing and you hold down, you'll immediately aim down. It's nice and easy. And I like to kill this guy. He often gives me a small health though, so I just ditch it. And that's that. Alright, that range's pretty easy. Not much to it. You can also freeze the mock droids to not have to do the stupid crouch jumps. I've already killed Batoon, so we're not going to go over that. Not that it's too difficult. Just camp if you don't have enough supers or if you miss some. Alright, and then this room. This room sucks. So you shoot a charge shot and bring him on screen. Of course you miss because you suck. You got to get a feel for where they are, so I got him. I didn't bring him on screen soon enough. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get hit by him if you don't shoot him fast enough, but you gotta remember the fourth guy. If you hit him with the charge shot, do not shoot him at all anymore. Or don't shoot him 2 more times at least. So you want to get him into the sand, and when he'll do a big jump out, and you freeze him. Then you do a crouch jump and morph at the height. Alright, you don't want to do a spin jump, you don't want to do anything else, you don't want to do a normal jump, which it can make it, but it's annoying. Just, buckle down, waste the 4 frames to do a crouch, and make it every time nice and easy. Trust me, you do not want to fall, and don't morph too early. Make sure you're perfectly up against the wall. Boom, I'm up against it. You've got plenty of time, so and you don't want to do that. Don't get deceived by the the sprite. I was just saying, I just went right through a sprite. Did you see that? This is like the edge of his hitbox. Boom. Alright, so crouch, up against it, then morph. Alright? Don't try and be awesome and like do this and like, oh, I'm so cool. Just take 4 frames, crouch, morph. It's not actually 4 frames, I'm just trying to make a point. So anyway, you grab the E-tank, you do the morphs like an awesome person. Morph before you hit the ground here so that you can just be standing, because it's really annoying to be in crouch position. I like to lay bombs for fun. Alright, and then you just, of course if you're doing ice boot, you can just walk through, whatever. Don't fall in that sand, alright? Trust me, I know what it's like to fall in that sand. Alright, so yeah, I farmed all the way. Yeah, like ED said, you can move subpixels if you want as a ball. Not that you can see what ED said. So this room, I walk in, holding a charge, and then I let go of shoot.